The first formal DAO on the XRP ledger, covered by CryptoSlate, covered by Cryptopolitan, spotlighted by Ripple's own blog. Sitting on the XRPL Foundation board alongside Ripple Labs, XRPL Labs, and XRPL Commons, here's what nobody leads with. As of today, it has never passed a single vote. Its governance doesn't unlock until it hits 1,000 members. Its CEO wears 3 potentially conflicting hats. Wyoming law will dissolve it if no proposal passes in 12 months. And the $550 million figure everyone cites? That's not actually its budget. This is XAO DAO. XAO DAO launched June 17, 2025. Platform went live October 27th. Wyoming LLC. Handle at XAO DAO LLC. Tagline from the homepage. The future of decision-making is now. XAO DAO is a decentralized on-chain governance protocol built for the XRP ledger. They've had real institutional pickup: CryptoSlate, Cryptopolitan, Blockonomy. Ripple's own blog spotlighted them in February. They sit on the XRPL Foundation board alongside Ripple Labs, XRPL Labs, and XRPL Commons. Here's the nugget nobody leads with. XAO DAO has not yet passed a single on-chain proposal vote. As of April 2026, it is pre-activation. Why? Because they built in a 1,000-member threshold that unlocks governance from their own announcement. The 1,000-member mark unlocks the ability for members to submit official proposals. The timeline: 550 members in December, 700 mid-January, 905 in mid-March, close to 1,000 this week. And here's the technical proof I verified. XAO DAO runs a live XRPL validator, domain xaodao.io, verified running. But it's not on the unique node list of Ripple or XRPL Foundation. So yes, they have a node. Right now it's consensus invisible. They have infrastructure. They just don't have influence yet. Membership costs $10, paid in XRP. Members receive a non-transferable NFT minted into their XRP wallet. Soulbound, anti-Sybil. The onboarding is 6 steps. Connect XRP wallet. Optionally, link a social ID. Review the operating agreement. Then sign the operating agreement cryptographically on the XRPL EVM sidechain. That's genuine legal tech innovation. An on-chain cryptographic acknowledgement of a legal contract. Most DAOs skip this entirely. The voting model. 1 XRP equals 1 vote. Voting cap at 0.1% per wallet. Profit cap 0.01% per year. Even if Brad Garlinghouse joined with his personal XRP stack, his vote would cap at 0.1%. No whale domination by design. And here's the single biggest nugget. No native token. Ever. Santiago Velez, the co-founder, quote, XAO DAO will not issue a separate token. We already have one, XRP. Compare that to every other DAO in crypto. MakerDAO has MKR, Arbitrum has ARB, Optimism has OP, Compound has COMP. They all introduce tokenomics complexity and speculation. XAO DAO says the layer 1 native asset is the governance token. The architecture. XRPL mainnet records membership via NFTs. XRPL EVM sidechain mints ephemeral governance tokens for each proposal, then burns them after voting. Supported wallets are Zaman and Bifrost. And the Oracle? Flare Network FTSO, a quiet but notable interchain dependency. Fabio Mazzella, CEO and co-founder, Italian. Before XAO DAO, he was a senior international trade officer at Banca Monte dei Paschi di Siena, the oldest surviving bank in the world. Then general manager at Bitzer. Now he manages Wave of Innovation, a blockchain conference company running XRP Australia 2026 in Sydney. Santiago Velez, VP of R&D. Here's the backstory nobody tells. Bachelor's in Nuclear Engineering from Worcester Polytechnic Institute. 20 years as a nuclear engineer at Entergy Nuclear Operations and Shaw Group before entering crypto in 2016. His company, Block Digital Corporation, is exploring co-located power generation with Web3 compute, pairing power plants with compute infrastructure for blockchain. Velez leads the technical implementation at XAO DAO, reputation systems, quadratic voting, role-based access. A nuclear engineer is running the tech. Now the biggest untold story. Margzella wears three potentially conflicting hats simultaneously. First, CEO of XAO DAO, the Wyoming for-profit LLC that allocates grants. Second, founding board director of the XRPL Foundation, the Paris nonprofit that oversees XRPL amendments and core development. Third, manager of Wave of Innovation, a for-profit conference company running XRP Australia 2026. No public recusal policy. Margzella is potentially both grant allocator and conference beneficiary. His conferences could legitimately seek sponsorship or microgrants from XAO DAO. XRPL community critic Wrath of Kahneman published a thread pointing out the XRPL Foundation bylaws do not require XAO DAO to represent member opinion. They only require XAO DAO to appoint a board representative per internal procedures, meaning Margzella's board seat is effectively unilateral until XAO DAO passes a proposal about his representation, which it can't because it hasn't activated. XAO DAO LLC is a Wyoming-registered DAO LLC. Wyoming was the first state to formally recognize DAOs as legal entities. But here's the time bomb. Wyoming DAO LLC law requires the entity to approve at least one proposal or take at least one action in a 12-month period, or it must dissolve. XAO DAO has not crossed the 1,000-member threshold to start voting. The clock is ticking from formation. They need to activate, hold a vote, pass a proposal, or the legal wrapper dissolves. Now the $550 million clarification. Everyone cites this number as XAO DAO's budget. It's not. Ripple has deployed $550 million plus into XRPL initiatives since 2017 across about 200 projects. That's historical cumulative, not a prospective XAO DAO treasury. Ripple's own February blog announcing the 2026 funding reorganization does not commit a dollar amount to XAO DAO specifically. XAO DAO is described as an allocator of microgrants, small dollar, not treasury scale. No grants distributed yet. No public list of XAO DAO approved recipients. XAO DAO is part of a portfolio. The Ripple reorganization structures it as one of 5 parallel initiatives: FinTech Builder Program, XRPL Commons in Paris, XRP Asia for APAC, UDAX, the University Accelerator at Berkeley and Oxford, and XAO DAO. Not the beneficiary, a pillar. And the transparency gaps: no public GitHub, no audit, no white paper, no team page on their site, not listed on DeFi Llama, not on Dune. The ephemeral mint burn vote token architecture is undocumented beyond one Medium article. Users don't hold treasury funds, so the risk isn't drained wallets, but the vote contract is unaudited publicly. Despite everything I just told you, XAO DAO represents a genuinely new idea in DAO design. The no-token model is unique at this scale. MakerDAO has MKR, Arbitrum has ARB, Optimism has OP. Every major DAO introduces a governance token, which introduces speculation, tokenomics complexity, and whale accumulation. XAO DAO says the layer 1 native asset is the governance token. Your XRP is your voting power. No wrapper, no emission schedule, no new speculation layer. The voting cap at 0.1% is a real anti-whale mechanic. Even a 5% XRP whale gets capped at 0.1, distributed by design. The 1,000-member threshold is a distributed activation mechanism. The DAO literally cannot govern until enough people show up. Most DAOs launch and then battle for decentralization. XAO DAO bakes it in as a prerequisite, and the institutional positioning is real. XAO DAO has a board seat at the XRPL Foundation, alongside Ripple Labs, XRPL Labs, and XRPL Commons. Ripple spotlighted it in their February blog. Tats Karogi's $200,000 grants program is active. XRP Asia is launching. FinTech Builder is launching. XAO DAO is one pillar of a multi-pillar XRPL funding apparatus. The bet is simple. If XAO DAO crosses 1,000 members, holds a successful first vote, and survives the Wyoming 12-month clock, it becomes a template other L1s will copy. If not, it becomes a case study in DAO launch theater. They are weeks away from the answer. XAO DAO is a paradox. An Italian banker, a nuclear engineer, a radical no-token voting model, $10 onboarding, and a seat at the XRPL Foundation board, but it has never passed a proposal. Its founder wears three potentially conflicting hats. Its legal wrapper dissolves if it doesn't govern within 12 months. Whether XAO DAO becomes a template or a cautionary tale depends on member 1,000. The ignition key is in the lock. If this changed how you think about XRPL governance, hit subscribe. Drop a comment. Do you think XAO DAO passes its first proposal before the Wyoming clock runs out? Notion link with every source is in the description. See you in the next one.